The winter sun was fading when Mara felt the rope tighten around her wrists. Her baby whimpered against her chest, too weak to cry. The men who owned her husband's debt dragged her toward the auction pen like she was livestock. The crowd didn't look at her face, only at the bundle she carried. Woman and infant, sold together. Mara swallowed her terror. Please, don't take him. The sheriff stood aside, pretending he didn't see the cruelty. Mara's breath fogged the cold air as she held her baby tighter. Every step felt like a goodbye. She had heard stories of what happened to women sold this way. She wasn't sure she would survive it. Her baby definitely wouldn't. She whispered into the blanket, "I'll keep you safe." Somehow, a gruff voice barked, "Bring her up." Mara stumbled onto the platform. Wind cut through her thin dress. Her baby shivered. The crowd murmured, calculating prices like traders at a cattle sale. Mara's heart hammered. She braced for the highest bid, the monster who'd take her. Then everything went silent. Hooves thundered across the frozen ground. A massive horse slid to a stop, ice spraying beneath its hooves. The rider, a tall cowboy with a wolfskin coat, dismounted slowly. His eyes were storm dark, jaw clenched tight. He looked at Mara and at her baby, like he already knew them. "Who ordered this auction?" he growled. No one answered. The men shifted uncomfortably. The cowboy stepped into the ring, towering over them. "A woman with a newborn? You call this justice?" His voice sent a shiver through the frozen air. Mara stared at him, unsure whether he was danger or salvation. The leader of the debt collectors spat on the ground. "She owes us. Husband died. Debt stays. We sell her and the brat together. Law allows it." The cowboy's jaw ticked. "Name's Coulter Black," he said softly. "And the law allows me to buy what you're trying to steal." He tossed a heavy coin pouch. It hit the ground like thunder. Mara blinked. He was buying her, not to hurt her, but to save her. Coulter stepped closer to the platform. "Ma'am," he said gently, "you and the little one come down." She froze, breath shaking. No one had spoken to her kindly in months. The auctioneer hesitated, then nodded. "Sold." Coulter lifted Mara off the stage like she weighed nothing. The warmth of his coat wrapped around her and her baby. He looked into her eyes, not at her bruises, not at her fear. "You're safe now," he promised. "As long as I'm breathing, nobody will touch you." Mara's knees almost buckled, but salvation didn't last. A gun cocked behind them. Black. "You don't walk away that easy," the debt boss snarled. "She was worth more than you paid." Mara gasped, clutching her baby. Coulter turned slowly, calm as a winter storm. "Put the gun down," he said. "You're scaring the child." The boss fired. The bullet grazed Coulter's arm. Mara screamed. Coulter shoved her behind him, drawing his revolver with lightning speed. The crack of gunfire echoed through the snow. One shot. The boss dropped to his knees, weapon skidding across ice. The crowd scattered. Coulter grabbed Mara's hand. "Mount up now." She climbed onto the horse with trembling legs, clutching her baby. Coulter swung up behind her, one arm steadying her, the other gripping the reins. "Hold tight," he whispered. "I won't let them take you." His breath warmed her ear. They thundered into the wilderness, leaving the town, the debt collectors, and the nightmare behind. Snow whipped against her face, but Mara felt safe. It was the first time in months her heart beat with something other than fear. Her baby slept against her chest, warmed by the cowboy's coat. When they finally reached a ridge overlooking a quiet valley, Coulter slowed the horse. "My ranch is below," he said softly. "No one will find you there." Mara couldn't speak. A stranger had risked his life for her. No one, not even her late husband, had ever fought for her like that. Coulter dismounted and held his hand out to her. "Ma'am, I don't want you afraid of me," he said gently, "but I won't lie. I didn't free you just to leave you alone." Mara froze, heart pounding. Why? She whispered. Coulter looked at the baby, then at her. Because you need a home, he said, voice cracking. And I can be father and husband both if you'll let me. Mara stepped down from the horse slowly, her legs shaking. Coulter didn't rush her. He simply stood there, hands open, as if offering more than safety, offering a life. You don't have to answer now, he murmured. You've been owned, hurt, betrayed. I'll wait. His patience broke something inside her. No man had ever given her time or choice. As they approached the cabin, Mara saw warm lamplight glowing through frosted windows. A loyal cattle dog barked once, then wagged its tail, circling her gently. That's Ranger, Coulter said. He don't trust strangers. But he trusts you. Mara's throat tightened. Even a dog could sense she was fragile. Yet not unwanted. Inside, Coulter stoked the fire until the room glowed gold. Mara sat near the heat, rubbing her baby's tiny hands. Coulter shrugged off his coat and laid a thick quilt around her shoulders. You're shaking, he whispered. Not from cold, she murmured. He paused, eyes softening. From fear? She nodded. Then I'll fight every fear you got. He brought warm milk for the baby, his big rough hands surprisingly gentle. The sight broke Mara's heart open. This man, this stranger, was caring for her child like he'd been waiting for him. What's his name? Coulter asked quietly. Elias, she whispered. A strong name, he said. Fits him. Fits you too. Later, when the baby slept, Mara watched the flames dance. Why did you help me? She asked. Coulter leaned against the log wall, arms crossed. Because I know what alone feels like, he said. Lost my wife 5 winters ago. Thought God carved me hollow. His voice cracked. Then I saw you on that stage. And for the first time, I felt something again. Mara looked down, tears sliding silently. I'm broken, Coulter. He shook his head. No, you're bruised. You're tired. You've been fighting storms for too long. But broken? No, ma'am. He stepped closer. If you were broken, you wouldn't have held your baby that tight on that stage. That's strength. That's a mother. A knock rattled the door. Mara froze. Coulter drew his gun instantly, signaling her to stay behind the table. He opened the door a crack. A ranch hand stood there, face pale. Black, they're coming. Half the debt gang. They want the girl back. Mara's breath caught. They won't get her, Coulter said, voice cold as iron. He turned to Mara. You trust me? She nodded before she could think. He grabbed blankets, food, a lantern. We'll head to the mountain shelter. Snow will cover our trail. Mara tied Elias close to her chest. Coulter, if they catch us, they won't, he cut in. You're mine to protect now. They slipped into the blizzard, wind screaming around them. Mara leaned into Coulter as he led her through knee-deep snow. Darkness swallowed everything except the lantern glow. Every few steps he looked back to check on her. You keep walking, all right? Just follow my voice. His voice became the only thing holding her together. By dawn, they reached a hidden cave in the cliffs. Coulter lit a fire inside and wrapped Mara in a fur cloak. Elias slept peacefully, oblivious to the danger. Mara touched Coulter's arm. You didn't have to run with us. He looked surprised. Of course I did. A man protects the family he chooses. Family. The word hit her like a heartbeat. Coulter knelt in front of her, brushing snow from her hair. I ain't asking for much. Just to be the man who keeps you warm, safe, fed. Let me help raise Elias. Let me give you a name that no one can take. Mara felt her breath trembling. She had dreamed of love, but never dared hope for it. Outside, distant voices echoed faintly, the gang still searching. Coulter stood, gun ready. They won't find us, he whispered. But even if they did, I'd take a bullet before they touch either of you." His vow felt like a shield around her. Mara reached out, fingers brushing his coat sleeve. "Why me, Coulter?" He swallowed hard. "Because you're the first thing in years that feels alive." The storm finally died as night fell again. Mara nursed Elias while watching Coulter keep guard by the cave entrance. His silhouette looked carved from stone solid, unshakable. A man who had already chosen them. When he came back to sit beside her, she took a deep breath. "Coulter." "I have my answer," she whispered. He turned, eyes hopeful. Mara placed Elias gently into his arms. "If you want to be father and husband both," she said softly, "then, yes, I'll stay. I choose you." Coulter closed his eyes, emotion breaking his voice. "Then I promise you a life without fear." And for the first time, Mara believed she and her baby would finally know love, not as a miracle, but as a home.